It's 19 minutes past 7 and it is World Homeless Day, and Jenny May is out at Home Ground that provides support to those who need the support with living.
She joins us now with two people who are benefiting from the program. Morning, May.
Yeah, morena kia korua, morena kia koutou katoa. Actually, we were just talking about the bungee jump. Maryann, you reckon you're up for it?
Definitely.
Bryne, you're going to go with her, right?
Absolutely.
I love it. Hey, thank you both so much for being willing to tell your story this morning. And so, Maryann, I want to start with you. Tell me how you ended up here at Home Ground.
Well, I left a troubled relationship of 20 plus years. And I ended up in emergency accommodation in a place over in Nelson Street. And I'd been following the mission. I heard about it and I'd been following the mission online since they started building the place. And I decided that's where I'd like to be. So I applied and lo and behold, I got an apartment. And I was the happiest person alive. I was rapt.
Yeah. And I want to talk about how much this place has made a difference first, but I want to go back a little bit. You can tell me to bugger off if you like. But you talk about leaving a relationship of 20 plus years. And, you know, Maryann, that takes a lot of courage to do that after a long, long time. Do you feel that?
Yes and no. I think for the children involved, I think it was the best thing. My son had seen enough and heard enough, and, you know, it was, well, for all of us, it was the best thing to do. We get on a bit better now than we did when we were together, so it's great. My son can still come and stay here with me when he pleases, and it's great.
Yeah, well, I just want to say you're amazing. And it takes great strength and courage to do what you've done. So I just want to acknowledge that. Bryne, can you talk to me about being here at Home Ground and your own situation of homelessness?
I arrived on the doorsteps of City Mission when we were in Union Street about 4 years ago, battling with the demons of alcohol and depression. I was quickly picked up by the staff members there, which showed huge empathy, encouragement, and got me back on track. And over that sort of 3-year period, I was in emergency accommodation as well. I ended up in hospital with a broken hip, and my lease had expired on the existing property that I was in. And so I gave the CEO a call here, Jackie, and said, Jackie, I need a disabled unit, can you help me out? And she just opened the doors, said, you're welcome anytime. And I haven't looked back since. It's been absolutely wonderful.
Bryne, your life before, you know, your demons caught up with you, what did that look like?
International Surf Lifesaver, fire service. Yeah, been there and done everything really. So, yeah, it took its toll when I retired and looked to alcohol for the endorphins, I guess.
I do want to ask you about the difference that this place has made for you, but I want to ask you that first, Maryann. How much of a difference has Home Ground made to your life?
A huge difference. I'm happier now than I've been for a long time. I've got a beautiful apartment that I didn't expect to have. Everyone here looks after us. I couldn't be in a better place. I love it.
How does it make you feel? You've got your own little space.
I have.
Here. How does that make you feel?
Well, I used to dream about having my own apartment. The only thing my apartment hasn't got that was in my dream is white shag pile carpet.
Although you're telling me you've got a dishwasher you've not used yet.
Yes, I've always been the dishwasher, so it's still sitting unused, but yeah.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, Maryann. So, Bryne, what's this place? What sort of a difference has this place made to your life and your quality of life?
Oh, once again, as Maryann said, just endorsed what she said, a huge difference. Just the people here, from the volunteers to the staff members, they pick your strengths and they point you in the right direction, and the doors just open. It's absolutely incredible.
Just finally, as we wrap things up, and I asked this question of both of you, and I know it's a big question, and I gave you about, 2 minutes to think about it. But if you wanted people to know about homelessness, what would you say?
It's not about people living on the streets, and I've been guilty of it in years gone by when I was doing very well and having to walk over the other side of the street so I didn't have to walk by it. Now I go down the street and I sit next to them and I talk to them. And they're humble people, but they're also very, very proud people, and trying to get out of the struggles that they're dealing with. It's huge, huge.
Beautiful, Bryne. What about you, Maryann?
Well, as Bryne said, I think we all have been in that situation where we've crossed the street and, it's everywhere. You see it everywhere you go. It's something that a lot has got to be done about. It's everywhere.
Yeah. Well, we're doing something about it this morning, and I've forgotten the number. So, Helen, can you come back in and help me out? I'm just going to get around here and bring Helen Robinson in, who's the Auckland City Missioner. Now, we've got a generous donor who is going to match dollar for dollar up to $50,000. And where is that money going to be going to?
Absolutely. So that's in the support of our housing services, and we run a whole range of services, but a very particular special one is our outreach team, where people literally go out to the street and sit down with people, as Bryne has said, and figure out what's going on.
And what's the number that we can text?
So the magic number is 4499. So every dollar will be matched. So your dollar actually would mean $2. So if you text 4499, that is a $3 contribution, of which we're incredibly grateful.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Helen. I'm incredibly grateful for the mahi that you do. Bryne, thank you so much for sharing your story this morning.
Thank you, Jenny.
And Maryann, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Hey, now use that dishwasher, will you? Yeah. 4499. Text home for a $3 donation.